4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Howdy fellas, Goose-Headed here, alongside Varosh and Deja Vu, bringing you the second set of the Winners League finals. This is going to be Light versus Violet on match point. And in my opinion, Violet is not a bad player, and taking into consideration that the map has an easily taken mineral only just beside your natural expansion, I think that Light is going to be pretty careful, or he could get overrun by those extra zealots the mineral only can give to Violet. What do you guys think?
Well, I think this is a great decision by KT Rolster to send out Violet. Looking at Light's stats, it's kind of a counterpick against Light, because Light's worst matchup, by a pretty wide margin, again, is Terran versus Protoss. And Violet is the best Protoss versus Terran player that they have on their team. You can't really rely on Flash to get an all-kill. Like, you can say Flash is either going to be able to take out C and Light, but they can't just play him out now because they want to save him for later. And Violet certainly has a very legitimate chance of being able to defeat Light in this game. I don't know if he's done it before, but I remember back in December, Violet was on a tear when he beat Lita and he beat C in like consecutive days. I remember those two games and they were both pretty impressive. So assuming Violet's bringing that A game, and I hope he is, because this is the freaking finals, as I say it, like I say at the beginning of every freaking game, and this is where it counts, and I hope Violet doesn't crack under the pressure. I hope he's brought his A game today, because he's going to need it, because Light also has just been he's been amazing. I think the fact that Light and C are both on fire in the past months are why MBC is in the finals, obviously.
Yeah, it really is why they're in the finals. I mean, past Light and C, I hate to say it, but that team is little to nothing. I mean, Jaehoon, Pusan, Hyun, like, you can't count on them for much of anything. For the entire Winners League, I think they all combined to something like 4 kills or something like that. Pretty much everything was C and Light, and we do have a 12 Nexus coming in here from Violet. And I gotta agree with you guys that coming out with Violet in the set is a great option. I thought that they would come with Stats, who's also very solid in all of his matchups, a very good Protoss player as well, in my opinion, just because Stats has been doing a little bit better, I would say, in the last couple months than Violet has. But, I mean, I don't think that you can go wrong with Violet here. And, in fact, as their 4th player, I would assume that Stats would actually probably be their 4th player, because both Light and C occasionally do struggle against Protoss opponents. So I was a little bit surprised to see Hoja starting out. I was thinking that would be 4GG to start out with, and then the 2 Protoss players to try and hurt C and Light, but I think this is a good way for them to go, and it looks like the 12 Nexus has been scouted out. We'll see if there's any sort of pressure going on here. I think we see some units moving across the map. We'll see if those are some Marines, and we are going to have a bunker started here, so we're going to have a bunker rush to counter this 12 Nex. It's going to be very, very important that probes get pulled off and a Zealot is produced ASAP in order to fend this off. Otherwise, losing your 12 Nex right off the bat is pretty much going to lose you the game, so we'll see how well Violet's able to defend against this.
Yeah, definitely. It's a really risky build, and you really have to stick to it. The SCV is actually abandoning the bunker, maybe to get protection from the Marine. Indeed, the SCV is just trying to protect the Marine from those attacking probes. We have several probes being pulled off the line, actually, maybe 6 or 7 probes. But the SCV has to finish that bunker because the first Zealot is out already. And it looks like, the Marine got hit once, but the bunker is up. The first Marine is inside the bunker already, but there's just so many probes attacking the bunker right now, as well as the Zealot. So the bunker taking actually heavy damage, and I don't think Light is going to be able to hold the bunker. It is almost burning down, and the second Zealot is out for Violet. And I don't think Light can repair the bunker quickly enough. And no, the SCVs go down. The bunker rush is a failure. Ouch. So it looks like Violet is gonna get away with the build right now. Violet gonna get away with the build, and Light actually just gonna try and put as much pressure as he can right now, because he knows Violet is just really, adrenaline is pumping through Violet's veins right now. Light with the first vulture doing some nice harassment on the natural expansion. Even though he did not manage to take that Nexus down with the bunker, he definitely wants to put some pressure on the probes. And we see here that, yeah, definitely Light just trying to do his best. He did some damage to the probes. I think he got a couple of probes there. I might be wrong, but yeah, Violet is gonna get away with the build, and wow, this is gonna be really tough for Light to deal with. I don't think Light has taken over his natural expansion yet. While Violet is already mining from his natural expansion, And yeah, we can see here Light is just now going to put down his Nexus while Violet is already going for his robo facility. So Light's gotta do something not necessarily extraordinary, but he definitely wants to push Violet back a bit so he can really be on par with Violet.
It's really rare that we see like a bunker rush after 12 necks fail these days. I mean, it's still really hard to do, but I just remember like the last 3 or 4 or 5 games I've seen where Protoss has tried to 12 necks, they've just gotten punished for it if they were scouted in time. And considering this is a 2-player map, obviously Light was going to scout in time. I really don't think he handled that as well as he could have. Maybe he didn't bring enough SCVs to try to support it. But seeing as he didn't immediately take an expansion of his own, he was kind of gambling that he needed to do some damage. And really, the only damage he did, he got 2 probes with the Vulture, and I think 1 or 2 probes with his Marines. But he lost 2 SCVs and 100 minerals in the bunker and a couple of Marines in the process. So really, it didn't work out for him in the long run. The only advantage he has right now is a little bit of a little bit of a lead in tech, but still that's not a lot of compensation. He's just putting up his natural expansion now, so much later than his opponent. Obviously, he's adding a control tower, so I think his plan in this game is to maybe drop those 4 vultures that he has kind of set up outside, maybe ferry them into the main base, or and surprise Violet. Violet does have observers out. He's gone for observer first, and I think Light's definitely pretty far behind at this point. Oh, whoa, early science facility? Oh my god, I am praying that this is not just for vessels, because like there's nothing to indicate that he's going to need them to counter arbiters. I am praying that this is some sort of maybe ghost, maybe battle cruiser, like all-in move, but oh my god, please, please, ghosts or battle cruisers, please.
I don't think we're going to be seeing ghosts or battlecruisers. That's a little bit of ridiculous here. I'm actually looking to see if there's an armory down. Maybe if he went for an insanely fast +1 or something, you know, he might be trying to get that +2 extra fast, but I haven't seen it. So, I mean, about the only thing you can assume is that it's going to be for science vessels, you know. So, I think we're going to be seeing science vessels come out, maybe try and pop these observers with Marines or with Goliath, something like that. Try and pop these observers and maybe try and just lay minefields everywhere. We do have a dropship coming in here and is going to be able to drop off its vultures, but Dragoons are in the area waiting for it, almost peeking off the dropship. It almost goes down, but does not quite. Looks like both vultures are going to go down. Dude, yes, I believe both vultures did go down. Neither of them able to place any mines. Looks like the dropship came back in and dropped off another vulture. The vulture that it dropped off went down as well, and I think the dropship got picked off as well. I don't see any. I don't see the dropship in the air on the minimap. That's a red dot there. So I think that dropship got picked off as well. So wow, that's an awful trade for Light right there, doing no damage, losing the dropship and 4 vultures. So he's just taking a lot of little hits right now and falling behind step by step in this entire game, and that's going to be a real problem for him right now. We do have a lot of observers out in the field, so if this is going to be a science vessel, and there it is, Marines or Goliaths or Wraith could start going around picking off observers, maybe try and lay down some minefields. That could be a relatively effective strategy, but yeah, definitely an opportunity there to do something a little bit creative. We've seen this before where players will try and nullify observers using blind. I forget who it was, but I believe it was on this map that a Terran player used blind on medics to actually nullify observers. So this isn't a totally ridiculous strategy. It's just a little different way to go about doing it.
Yeah, I have to agree. Light is falling behind. Oh, he's actually gotten a Wraith out, so he's definitely gonna go around hunting observers. He definitely knows he's behind now, and he wants to make sure he can really use what he has to its fullest. Right now, what he has going for him are mines. So I'm pretty sure that Light is actually gonna go around and killing observers just to make sure that his mines are actually useful to him, because he's behind not only in units but also in economy. We see here that Violet is going for his mineral only already, and and Light's gonna have to catch up really soon here. But he's going to have to make a decision. He's either gonna put down more factories, or he's actually gonna expand it. He is putting down more factories. He's actually adding two factories to his base. He definitely wants to pump out more vultures, lay bigger minefields around the lay down bigger minefields around the map. And even though he cannot have the military supremacy, he definitely wants to have some map control. So, and wow, actually Violet putting down 3 extra gateways already. So he's definitely trying to he's definitely willing to take advantage of his macro-oriented build, going